Well, good morning. Come out for an early start today. It's currently 4:30 a.m. and we're just getting the first bit of daylight now. Sunrise is in about 25 minutes or half an hour. And I thought I'd get out early this morning. We've got a really still morning. Got a very slight northerly breeze, but it's only about 5-6 miles an hour, so literally nothing. The sea is completely calm, so I wanted to get out and take the opportunity to throw a surface lure about as that sun's coming up and see if we can find a bass. Now the tide's dropping, it's going to be low tide fairly soon. Ideally I'd like the tide a bit higher, but hopefully with it being early morning, if there are any fish still around, they'll they're going to be hitting the surface. There's been a lot of bait fish showing here lately, a lot of activity on the surface, so I'm going to be starting with the Patchinko 125, just a little bit smaller on this really flat day, and let's see if we can find a bass. Right, so like I said, going to be chucking out Patchinko 125. Don't know if you can see behind me, but it's flat calm today. Just getting those first bits of daylight now, so yeah, hopefully it should be prime time. Just going to have a little look about, see if there's any activity on the water, any bait fish anywhere. Yeah, and then we'll get to it. Well, I just had a humongous splash. I'm assuming that was a bass, but it just jumped clean out the water. That was unbelievable. That was almost like a salmon jumping out of the water when they go up lakes and stuff. That was unreal. I'm not too sure if that was even a bass. My goodness. Just literally cast the lure out, and then I had two birds right above it, clocking it. They must have either seen the lure or seen something underneath the lure in the water. And whatever that was just jumped clean out the water. That was mad. Wasn't a big fish, it was probably, I don't know, 40 centimetre fish. But hopefully we'll soon find out what that was if it comes back. That was mad though. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me. It jumped 2 foot clean out the water. Well, we're getting a little bit more daylight now. There's a lot of birds flying around, clocking my lure. Just got to watch out for them. And that was absolutely crazy with that fish. I'm not too sure what it was. It could have been a little pollock. But it jumped straight out the water, clean out. It's hard to see with the low light levels what it was exactly. I don't think I've ever had that happen. Never had something jump that high out the water before. Unless it's a garfish, but that definitely wasn't a garfish. You could make out the shape of it. The tide's actually dropped quite a bit, or not dropped quite a bit, but it's a lot lower than I thought it would be. But we should still be in with the chance. There's a lot of tide that runs through here, so it's a good area. I'm on. And do you know what happened there? Oh, it's off. No. that was foul hooked, because the exact same thing happened as what I was just saying. That jumped clean out the water. I don't know if these are bass or not. I mean, if they are, my God, they're in the mood. But literally, that just jumped straight out the water. It would have foul hooked itself. It's not hooked up properly. Man, this is nuts. Right, I want to find out what these are. I mean, maybe they are bass, but that was crazy. The exact same thing happened. I literally paused the lure, and just out of nowhere, this fish just jumped clean out the water, and as it landed back in the water, it hit my lure. So it's obviously foul hooked it. There we go. There's another big splash there. So just pause the lure, and then I'm going to start the retrieve. A few twitches. It's definitely something swimming around it. See a little swirl. Oh. This is really odd. Maybe I should... Oh. Whoa. There we go. Oh, there we go. This is foul hooked. Yeah, this is foul hooked. Yeah, this is definitely foul hooked. But hopefully we can find out what it is. Whoa, where's it going? It is a bass, I think. But they must be in a playful mood today. But here we go. Let's start the morning with a little shiner. That's actually a decent sized bass. Lovely jubbly. I tell you what, I hope I've got my other camera on. I hope that got some of the action. But what a crazy day. These fish are jumping clean out the water. They're in the mood today. I'll just get this fish unhooked and yeah, get you a better show. Well, there we go. First fish of the morning. Not a bad size, that. Keeper. I mean, keeper size if you wanted to keep it. I might actually keep one today. So I think I'm going to keep this one. I'll measure it just to make sure. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep this one. I might even do a little cook up later on, I'm not sure yet. But what a stunning fish. Taken on the Patchinko 125. These fish are just jumping clean out the water. It's unreal. But there we go. One lovely bass. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get some more. Right, well, there's that fish unhooked. He came off fairly easy, but they're lively, I'll tell you that. Right, what I'm actually going to do is just leave this fish just in this little pool for sort of 5 minutes. I'm going to have a couple more casts, and if I hook another one and it's a little bit bigger or roughly the same size, I'll keep one of them and yeah, put the rest back. I'm only after one. So as long as it's legal size, obviously. Happy days. Let's get back out there. Right, well, not a bad start to the morning. So it turns out they were bass. They're just in a very feisty mood this morning. Now let's get that lure back out there. I hope that came out on camera okay. Did have both cameras on. I could have sworn it was foul hooks. But yeah, they've just got a lot of energy in them this morning. So let's see if hopefully we can find another one. That tide's dropping quite a bit now. I actually had to pull that fish quite a bit at one point because I've got the tide going from left to right, and you can probably see on the camera there's a cluster of rocks to my right there, which it drops right down behind it. So if a fish takes a dive and goes down behind it, it's just going to snap your line on the side of the rocks. I couldn't quite tell where it was going at one point. Now on camera it always looks like you're reeling sort of faster than you are, but really you're just giving it a few turns of the reel, tapping the tip of the rod and pause it. You can pause the lure for longer. Well, I mean, I tend to pause it for longer in sort of these conditions, because like you've seen this morning, the fish can just be in odd moods sometimes. They can be reluctant, or you know, they could be suicidal like that last fish. But sometimes just pausing the lure for quite a while, especially when you've got somewhere where there's a nice bit of tide running through as well, because when you've paused it, it's just going to be gliding. And obviously if you do get any missed hits or swirls behind the lure or splashes around it, just stop the lure dead in its tracks, and most of the time those fish will come back. Well, I'm on again, and I can tell you something, that was one of the oddest takes I've ever had. There was no splash, no sort of hit. It was just, oh, I'm hooked up. It's only small because it's not fighting much, but I haven't got it to the surface yet. Behind those rocks. Where the hell is it? Oh, there we go. God, he's only come up at the very last second. My God, that stayed deep the whole time. There we are. As you can tell, these bass aren't afraid today. I don't know if you can see them in the water there. That's number 2. What a morning. Right, come on mate. That was an extremely weird take. I'd say he's a little bit smaller than the last, or maybe actually the same size. But there we go. Bass number 2 of the morning. On the Patchinko once again. What an incredible morning. There we are, fish number 2 of the morning. Roughly the same size as the first, but absolutely stunning. Really, really weird take. That one took really far out. I'm not sure if the camera picked it up very well, but yeah, it took really far out. I literally had 3 winds of the reel and bang, it was on. No splash or anything, and stayed deep the whole time. But yeah, what a beauty. Let's get him back. Right, off you go mate. Back down to the depths. What a morning. Let's get another. Right, well, it's been a good start so far. Let's get that back out there. Now, have the fish moved out a bit further because the tide's dropping now, or because that really was quite a long way out, that one. I've got another splash immediately. As soon as I started retrieving the lure then. Yep, I'm on. Yep, I'm on. Oh, a small one. This is crazy. They're staying really, really deep, and there's a lot of kelp right in front of me. Whoa, there he goes. Could feel that going through the weed then. Where's he going? There he is. Coasting. Whoa, yeah, there we go. This might be a nicer fish actually. Woo! He's definitely not ready. This fish is falling. Look at that, it's going nuts. Look at that though, these fish this morning, look at that, it's going nuts. Unbelievable. I'm going to glide him in. I think it is a bit of a nicer size, this one. Hard to tell in the water. Come here. Oh, that is the nicer size for sure. Alright, let's get him up. Oh, that's actually a nice fish, that. That's a lovely chunky 2.5. What a beauty. Well, there we go. That is a 51cm bass, maybe even 52. Well, that's a nice fish, that. Now what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to keep this one, and if I can revive the other fish properly and it goes back okay, I'll keep this one. If not, I'll keep the one I've already got. Right, so as you can see, this is the fish I had in this pool. Got the other one here. This one is kicking nicely, so I'm going to put this one back and keep the other. Oh, this was a bit of a stupid way to come, but right, are you going to go back okay, mate? There she goes. Happy days. So here we have it. This is the nicest fish of the morning by some way. That is a nice chunk, that. That's definitely, I'd say pushing £3 possibly. 51cm, and that's the one I'm going to be taking home. Absolutely amazing. As you can see, I've just, or as you will see, I've just put the other fish back. Had it in that rock pool the whole time. So he's gone back fine. That's the keeper, that's the only one I'm keeping. Anything else, obviously, like the other two, goes back. But what a morning, unbelievable. Oh, I'm on again. Well, do you know what? I was just having a little drink and a break after getting that third fish, and I was thinking, nah, that might do it. I thought, I'm going to give it a couple more casts. I'm just interested to see if the bass are still here, as that tide's dropped quite a bit. And first cast, someone's swimming towards me now. They're definitely still here. I can see it under the water there. And that is number 4. It's an alright size again. Let's guide him in. Come on. they're not bad sizes. I mean, they're schoolies, but they're not really tiny ones, so that's good to see. Let's get them up. Whoa, nearly fell in. There we go. Happy days. Well, there we are. There's number 4 of the morning. And again, it's a pretty decent size, that. But I was just interested to see if the bass would still be here. And sure enough, they are. Now, I'm not going to waste much time. I'm going to get this one straight back. Go on, buddy, open your mouth. Oh, let's just kick the lure right out the way. But yeah, like I said, not going to waste any time. Number 4 of the morning. Absolutely amazing. One last show. Beauty. And I'll tell you what, these bass this morning sure are feisty. Just give him a sec. Should get his bearings, and off he goes, straight into that tide. Definitely gets the adrenaline going first thing in the morning. This is without a doubt the best way to start your day, in my opinion. I'm going to give it a few more casts, maybe another 5, see what happens, and then I'll call it. So I'm going to end it there this morning, but I've had an absolutely amazing morning here. Been here for I think about an hour and a half, and yeah, 4 bass, some pretty psycho bass out there jumping clean out the water. They're really in a feisty mood this morning. It's yeah, really interesting to see. But yeah, all the fish obviously on the Patchinko 125. Now I was thinking of fishing the 140 when I got here this morning, but because it was so calm, I've actually had a lot of success on the smaller, the 125, when it's been like this. That's sort of as small as I would go with a surface lure, really. I don't really use the Patchinko 100 that much, but yeah, it turns out it's worked a treat this morning. Now I might even go out later on this afternoon and try somewhere else on a different side of the island. We've got a nice bit of swell arriving, I think later today. So yeah, it should stir things up a little bit, and certain spots might start producing. The fishing's been obviously really slow lately, but it does seem to be picking up now. I've had a few in the last sort of week and a half. So yeah, hopefully that's a sign of better things to come. Got a lot of bait fish moving in now, and it'll be the same for any of you guys in the UK. So yeah, I mean, every now and then people message me asking for little bits of advice or whatever, and just get out there. It doesn't matter about the size of fish you're catching, the quantity of them. It's just all about fishing, isn't it? It's just so much fun, self-satisfaction, always learning different things about fish activity or what you're doing with lures or rods, reels, whatever. But yeah, it's just amazing fun. So worth getting up for early this morning. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.